If you're ready to change your life forever, this video will give you the inside scoop on how to get a beach-ready body in just 6 months with my approach called the body engineering system. And you'll see that you don't need to give up all the foods you love, spend hours in the gym, or let your work productivity slide. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how you can build muscle going to the gym 2 times a week and get lean without meal prepping or cutting out your favorite meals. First, I'll walk you through how to put these ideas to work starting today. And by the end, you'll learn how you can do this to create your own dream physique. So stay tuned. And just so we don't waste any time, this video is for high-performing, career-focused men who want real results and are open to new methods and are ready to learn. So if you're not a high-performing, career-focused man and you're not ready to take on new solutions and put your ego aside, click off this video and check out some of my other content. Come back when you're ready to commit, and let's get started. Now, just to share a little bit about my story as well, I started off fat, struggling a lot with depression, and I felt lost, like I had no sense of direction at all. Walking into a room like I was almost invisible. No one really noticed me, and I certainly didn't command any respect or catch the attention of women. Somehow, I managed to get a girlfriend, but that relationship didn't last long. The breakup hit me hard, and it was a wake-up call that I needed to take control of my life. From that low point, I found fitness to literally rebuild myself physically and mentally. It quickly became something I was passionate about, and I started dedicating every second of my life towards it. Eventually, I packed on lots and lots of muscle, but I accidentally took the bulk a little too far, ballooning up to 205 pounds, around 40 pounds overweight. And after taking the correct steps, I was able to shred all of that weight. So I want to show you exactly what I did, but I wouldn't be here today without doing what I love, helping others and other people get results. If it wasn't for me taking that first step, none of this would have been possible. And I've taken everything I've learned through the years of experience and coaching, along with insights from top mentors to develop a streamlined approach that has been proven to work for busy, high-performing professionals looking to completely transform their bodies. Right now, only a handful of people really understand the core principles behind the body engineering system. While more are starting to catch on, this method is still new compared to how many actually know about it. If you want to get ahead of the curve and get real results instead of spinning your wheels with outdated advice, now is the time to take action. My name is Thien-Tan, and the body engineering system allowed me to have the body of my dreams. So I used to think that going to the gym consistently was enough to get what I wanted. However, if we take a look, we can see this clearly isn't the case. This is me at peak bulk. Now, this was about 40 pounds overweight. And after I implemented some of the core principles behind the body engineering system, I shredded all that fat and became the strongest I was in my entire life. And it isn't just me that has been able to do this. To show you I'm not bullshitting, I want to show you my star client. Who's a better client than your own brother? I mean, my younger brother started his fitness journey with absolutely no experience in the gym. And with my guidance, I showed him the basics and made sure he knew how to use proper form to maximize his muscle growth. And it was amazing to see how quickly he progressed with little guidance. Once we set a structured routine and kept focusing on good technique, his results honestly took off. What took me years to build through trial and error, he surpassed in just months. To be honest, I was a little jealous. However, it goes to show that having someone in your corner, giving you the right kind of support, can make a world of difference for a beginner. Not just for staying safe and lifting healthy, but seeing real progress every single week. So let's get straight into it. The body engineering fat loss formula. So we have 3 main pillars of the body engineering system. We have efficient weight training 2 times per week, no 2 weeks of meal prep, but a full nutrition plan, and no crazy cardio or cardio plan. So now we're gonna get into the typical fitness program versus my 2-hour per week system. So typically, you would see yourself going into the gym, doing long cardio sessions after a long day of work, after being very tired. You're gonna do a bunch of different exercises for one muscle group and spend many hours of the week and much of your free time in the gym. Or with my 2-hour per week system, we're gonna go into the gym and focus on heavy compound weights only. We're gonna have more energy at the end of the day because we're not doing these long cardio sessions and we're gonna be doing less exercises. And we're only gonna be in the gym around 1 to 1.5 hours per week for 2 times. Now, you might be asking me, how are we gonna be doing this and going to the gym 2 times per week and seeing results? So the core principles behind my 2-hour per week gym method is we're gonna be focusing on technique. Technique is a big factor when it comes to lifting because one person can be doing the same exercises as another person, but if the technique is different, person B will be having 10 times more gains than person A. And we'll get a little bit more into that later. We'll also be focusing on compound movements. This is where movements that use multiple muscle groups to do. And this hits multiple muscle groups and allows you to work out more effectively by not isolating each and every muscle. We're also going to be doing antagonist supersets, where we're focusing on opposing muscle groups so that we can let one rest while working the other. And this halves our time in the gym. We're also going to be really focusing on intensity. This kind of goes hand in hand with antagonist supersets. So we can cut our time in the gym down. And the other engineered variables. Let's get right into it. Why do we need technique? What technique could be so different from one person to another? Well, it's really how you lift the weights compared to the other person. One person can just be throwing the weights around, and the other person can actually be controlling it and keeping their muscles, time under tension, up. And that's actually where the muscle grows. So why is technique so important? It actually maximizes the muscle growth per rep. It maximizes the effective sets. So we actually have to do less sets. We don't have to do 7 sets of chest press. We could actually do 3 or 4 really good sets. We're going to use less overall energy. And if you focus on technique, your gym session will be time efficient. Now, why are compounds important? What are compounds? How can they help me with my gains? Well, to break it down, compounds are movements like squat, bench, deadlift, and a few others. These are all movements that use multiple muscle groups to complete. Squat, mainly a leg movement. However, you still need to engage your core, tighten your back, and really use your entire body to get under the bar. Same thing with bench. Bench is technically a chest movement, but you're using your triceps, your shoulders, your legs for leg drive, your glutes to keep on the bench. Everything is being used to complete this movement. And deadlift. Deadlift is essentially using every single muscle in your body to pick up this bar off the floor. And this is effective because you're activating all of your body after sitting all day and building the muscle so that you can move in these certain kinds of movements and overall build more muscle. And another thing in the body engineering system that we use are antagonist supersets. Now, you might be wondering, what is the difference between antagonist supersets and regular supersets? Well, regular supersets could be chest press and tricep pushdowns at the same time. But that doesn't really work that well because chest press, you're using your chest and your triceps, and tricep pushdown is using your triceps as well. So one is going to suffer because you're using your triceps for both movements. However, for antagonist supersets, we're going to be using opposing muscle groups. So if we look here, we could do rows using our back, and after we're done with rows, we could potentially do leg press. Because legs are completely independent of our back. While doing leg press, we give our time for our back to recover. So once we're done, we can go back and do a quick set of rows and vice versa. Our legs would be resting while we're doing our rows. And we can apply this principle to all of our training so that our sessions are cut in half and use smart training to get in and out of the gym fast. Intensity is important when it comes to training, not necessarily as to sweating the entire time you're training and being out of breath for every rep, but it means training to failure. Whatever muscle group you're hitting with that exercise, you're training close to or at failure. Muscles grow with progressive overload. And to progressively overload, you need to put as much weight as you can to fail your muscles, to force them to grow. If we're training at a higher intensity, we actually have to use less sets overall because our muscles are failing sooner. And we actually are given more time to recover since we're training in between with these antagonist supersets, and we actually have less fatigue because we're technically working out less by doing less sets. And when it comes to the other engineered values in the body engineering system, we can take a look here. Our sleep, stress, and nutrition. All of these things play a major role in your life, whether it be in your fitness journey or not. But they have a larger hand when it comes to building muscle. If we can optimize these results in less time, you'll see results instantly. This is the exact program that my clients follow for the first 4 weeks. We got dumbbell incline bench press, dumbbell chest supported rows, preacher curls, lateral raises, Bulgarian split squats, and Romanian deadlifts. Every 2 of these workouts are supersetted together because they're using opposing muscle groups, as we were talking about with antagonist supersets. So as you can see here, most of these workouts are compounds, using multiple muscle groups to be as effective as we can in the gym, so we're able to get in and out. For these other muscle groups that work better when they're isolated, such as biceps and side delts, we're using isolation machines, such as the preacher curl and the lateral raise machine, so that we can hit these effectively. And for all of these, make sure that we're keeping our intensity up and training to or near failure, so we can keep these as effective as possible. Now, we're gonna go into some of these potential things that you've run into. Fad diets versus our complete freedom diet. So typically, fad diets restrict one major aspect of your life, such as keto. You cannot have any carbs on keto. So this is very restrictive and extremely unsustainable because, like me, we like carbs. It also requires hours of prepping exact foods that conform to keto. There's also many social challenges. Your friends may pick restaurants that are not keto friendly, or your coworkers may want to go out and there is not a keto option. So slowly you fall out and don't follow your diet anymore. And of course, you have your favorite food craving. Whereas our complete freedom diet in the body engineering system, we're able to still eat our favorite foods within reason. We also will see long-term results because we are able to keep it in our daily diet consistently. We're not prepping in mass amounts, and we're still able to go out and have lunch with our friends. We're able to satisfy those cravings and still conform to our diet. This leads to long-term weight loss and taking the right steps to your fitness goals. So now let's dive a little bit deeper into some of the things of our complete freedom diet. So our protein goal should be about 0.8 grams per 1 pound of body weight. So if I weigh 180 pounds, I should be eating around 144 grams of protein. And this can be from foods, protein shakes, protein snacks, but it should be predominantly food, right? We have chicken, steak. There's a lot of good resources online that help us find protein-dense food that help us achieve our fitness goals. And our calorie goal should be whatever our daily intake is. We're gonna be making sure that we're in a deficit so that we're able to lose weight consistently every week. Not at exponential rates where it's unhealthy and unsustainable, but at a healthy weight, about 1 to 2 pounds per week. We're able to do this because we will work with you to help make sure you're in a deficit every week. Now, I know you're asking, how do we never prep if we're so concerned about being in a calorie deficit to lose weight? Well, there's a few things that we can do. There are actually macro-friendly pre-made meals. There's also good protein-friendly restaurant foods. And if the coworkers ask us to go out and eat, we can actually still say yes by eating healthy choices at fast food restaurants. Now, pre-made meals, if you're going to the store every week to buy groceries, there are actually pre-made protein-friendly meals. If we look here, there's pulled pork that I found that is 90 calories for 13 grams of protein. Now, typically, we're looking at a 1 to 10 macro ratio minimum. We're looking for 20 grams of protein for about 200 calories ratio. And this is pretty good. This is well within it. So look for that in your local grocery store and start looking at these nutrition facts. Now, if we were to go to a restaurant, a good rule of thumb to go by is to follow the 2 palms worth of protein, 1 to 2 fistfuls of vegetable, 1 to 2 hands of carbs, and no fats, mixes, or liquid calories such as sodas. Now, I know this might be a little bit difficult to tell from the menu, but there are other options to look at. If you know what restaurant you're going to, you may be able to go on their website and find the nutrition facts of each and every meal that they have, and allow you to choose what's right for you. If we're to go eat out at fast food, there's a plethora of options that we can choose from. Let's say we're going to Chick-fil-A. They actually have this delicious Cobb salad with grilled and regular chicken nuggets on top. This gives us a good amount of protein while not overloading on the calories. If we're gonna go to In-N-Out, we could get a protein-styled burger to still get that good classic In-N-Out flavor. Now, good rules of thumb for when going out to eat at fast food restaurants is we wanna get a little bit under 650 calories. We wanna make sure there's the 40 plus grams of protein, and you're able to check also these meals online for their nutrition facts. In-N-Out has a good resource online to check out their burgers, and same with Chick-fil-A. Now, I know you're asking, how do I still fit in my favorite foods in my daily meals? Well, first, you have to choose your non-negotiables. For me, sometimes that's Sour Patch watermelon. And you follow the 80-20 rule, where we eat 80% of the good stuff and 20% is our favorite stuff. So we can keep a healthy, sustainable diet. But what if I want to eat out with my family on the weekend? Well, you still can. We're tracking calories for the week. So if you know you're eating a calorie-heavy meal on Saturday, eat a little bit less on Friday. So we're gonna load up on the leanest protein earlier in the day so that we can get close to or hit our protein goal. And we're gonna save the rest of those calories for that big, delicious meal we know we're gonna eat at dinner. And then, once you have those calories saved, you should have room for at least 1,000 calories or more if you know how much you're gonna eat. And then, enjoy. We can enjoy the food without a clouded conscience thinking about all the calories we ate because we planned efficiently for it. Now we're gonna get into the cardio routine for the body engineering system. Typically, a program has you doing all sorts of crazy cardio routines every day. And after work, honestly, we're so tired that we can't be running miles and miles to make up for sitting all day. Instead, the new innovative way is we're gonna be trying to get 10,000 steps every single day, no matter what. Even if you've had a long day at work, we're gonna be trying to get 10,000 steps to up your daily cardio. And I know you're asking, how do the steps help with getting me leaner? Well, it actually helps you burn more calories daily. It integrates into your lifestyle seamlessly instead of walking on the treadmill for hours after the workday. And it actually helps kick your metabolism into shape. And since you're walking all these additional steps, you'll be easier to be in a deficit. These 2,000 additional steps per day is around 100 calories burned. And if we're walking 10,000 steps a day, we're going to be 500 calories in a deficit if we're eating at maintenance. Now, how can we get more steps? There's actually an easier way than just going out and walking 10,000 steps in one session. We could try parking a little further. We'll park further from the gym. We'll park further from the office. We'll park further from the house just to get those extra steps in. And before you know it, that's 1,000, 2,000 steps accumulated towards our goals. We could take the stairs. The stairs technically count as steps, even though they're elevated. We could walk during long calls. While we're not saying anything on these calls, we could still be walking outside. Doesn't have to be fast, but any step counts. We could walk during our lunch breaks. Since it's our time and we're cooped up in an office all day, why don't we walk outside for 10, 15 minutes to see the sun, get our steps in, and reset? One of my personal favorites is an under-desk treadmill. You could walk while doing work at the same time. Not even fast, maybe 1 to 2 miles per hour, but you're getting 2 birds with 1 stone. Walking those steps and doing work. And after a little bit, it becomes second nature. Soon enough, you're going to be getting 10,000 steps before half of the day is even through. And there goes your calories. And the biggest thing is to make it enjoyable. You're going to be walking 10,000 steps every single day for your own health. And you want to make it as fun as it can for your entire life. So maybe take a walk with your wife, with the dog, with the kids. Whatever you like, you can do. This is your journey. No one can tell you exactly how to do it. Now let's be honest. The chances of you already trying all sorts of fad diets, crazy cardio routines that don't actually help you lose weight, and maybe even working with a personal trainer are high. The problem with that is those fad diets like keto cut out all the food you actually enjoy. Those endless cardio sessions, they eat up all your time. They aren't fun and aren't the most effective way to build your dream physique. Those personal trainers often fall short because truthfully, a lot of trainers don't deliver results. The problem with all of that is these things are unsustainable. You can't integrate them into your daily or weekly routine. And that's exactly why you can't stick with your routine. That's why my approach with the body engineering system is so different. You only need 2 to 3 hours in the gym each week, no endless meal prepping, and no marathon cardio sessions after a long day. Plus, unlike other coaches out there, I'm not just talking the talk. I've been in your shoes and gone through the transformation myself, and I'm still following this exact system to this day. Right now, you might be thinking it's impossible to get a beach body without sacrificing productivity at work or giving up the food you love. And honestly, I get it. Most people feel that way when they're starting out, and so did I. So if you're a high-performing, career-driven man who wants to get a beach body in 4 to 6 months without restricting your favorite food and without spending countless hours in the gym taking away from your productivity, then book a call with me at the link below. And we'll go over exactly where you're at now, where you want to go, and if we're a good fit to work together. Again, this is only for high-performing men who want to build their dream beach-ready body. And if you don't fit that, then go ahead and watch some of my other content. Get value from there before coming back and booking a call so we can get into the right forms of action. And guys, there's only 2 directions you can go when it comes to building your dream body. Option 1, you could take all the information I shared here, spend years figuring it out on your own, testing different routines, making mistakes, and hoping you'll eventually find what works for your body. Or you can skip all of that trial and error and book a call with us. We'll build a plan based on proven methods, ones we've already tested and refined for real results, tailored specifically to your needs and lifestyles. Why waste years guessing when you could fast track your transformation and see results in half the time? If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and seriously commit, book your call at the link below. Because let's be real, building your dream body really can be tough and isolating. But imagine never having to stress about how your body looks again. No more endless gym sessions, no more restrictive fat diets, no more giving up your favorite foods, and hours of meal prepping or draining cardio that rob you of all your free time and productivity. How would that change your life? Think about it. Time is money. And most fitness and nutrition programs don't give you your time back. That's the bare minimum of what my tailored system offers. So if this speaks to you, book a call at the link below and we'll chat about where you're at, what your goals are, and if we're the right fit for you. So we can get started on your transformation right away.